Elite Facts presents
7 stars who lashed out at the paparazzi.
7.
James Gandolfini. Okay, this one is fairly low on the list because the encounter was pretty brief. So for all of you who don't know who James Gandolfini is, do yourself a favor and watch The Sopranos. James Gandolfini was a world-class actor who played New Jersey mobster Tony Soprano throughout the show's duration on television. The show is fantastic and we highly recommend it to anyone out there. Anyway, James Gandolfini was actually quite a shy person. If you saw him in most of his meetings with fans and even a few televised interviews, you could see that he was a somewhat shy man. However, in 2009, while out with his family, Gandolfini spotted a person who was filming him and his family. Without wasting a second, Gandolfini walked straight over to the cameraman and told him, quote, "Don't tell me to relax. You stay away from me, you understand?" To which the reporter responded by essentially shoving the camera in Gandolfini's face. Gandolfini swiped the camera away from him before telling the reporter that he'd, and we quote, "break your fucking face." It was almost as if he was channeling Tony Soprano's character right then and there. To be fair though, Gandolfini's excuse for threatening the reporter was justified. If he didn't want his family to be filmed, they should have respected his wishes.
6.
Quentin Tarantino. Okay, this one to us feels like something straight out of one of the famed director's films. Quentin Tarantino is no stranger to controversy. I mean, do yourself a favor and look up the interview that he did when promoting Kill Bill. The rise he got out of that reporter was just downright hilarious to watch. Anyway, in 2008, Quentin Tarantino was stopped by paparazzi outside of a coffee shop. He wasn't exactly provoked by the paparazzi, and Tarantino just did sort of snap at the sight of the camera and went off. Now again, this is a scenario in which he only slapped at them a few times in order to get them away from him, but he quickly came to his senses and played their game. The paparazzi essentially begged him to hit them again, but Tarantino knew exactly what they were doing and told them to either switch the camera off so he could, and we quote, kick their asses up and down the street, or he wasn't going to do it at all. All we can say is don't mess with Tarantino when he's getting coffee. He likes his gourmet shit.
5.
Kanye West Airport. Okay, so in all honesty, Kanye is not in the wrong for this. As a celebrity, you have to expect that you're going to get stalked by a certain amount of paparazzi. But it comes as no surprise that Kanye didn't take this sort of attention too well, as he snatched a $6,000 camera from one of the paparazzi and smashed it in the middle of the LAX airport terminal. Immediately afterward, Kanye was placed under arrest by the police. No one should have their privacy invaded, not even Kanye. This would be one of the first in a long line of paparazzi incidents for Kanye. 4. Britney Spears. So yeah, what do we really need to say about Britney Spears? It's pretty much common knowledge at this point that she absolutely can't stand the paparazzi. To them, Spears is simply a goldmine of potential controversy, which is why they hang around her so damn much. In a way, you've got to sympathize with Spears on this one, even if her music is pretty annoying. Anyway, back in 2007, when Britney Spears was going through a mental breakdown, she was still not allowed any privacy by the press. After having just checked herself out of rehabilitation clinic, she pulled into a gas station on her way home. The paparazzi surrounded her car, all eager to get a picture of the pop star with her shaved head. Clearly distressed inside the vehicle, Spears can be seen covering her face and looking upset. After being chased down the street, she eventually flipped out and began to attack the cars belonging to the cameramen with an umbrella. Screaming profanities at the paparazzi, she made pop culture history after they finally got their shot of her losing it. This case alone is just downright disgraceful. Nobody, and we mean nobody, deserves to be hounded and circled by paparazzi. They're nothing but vultures. Since this incident, however, Britney has managed to become stronger than ever, as she's managed to revitalize her music career and has taken up a residency at Planet Hollywood in Las Vegas.
3.
Sean Penn. Oh boy, where do we begin with this guy? Let's start by saying that Sean Penn is notorious for assaulting paparazzi. To him, it's almost like a pastime. One of the most famous incidents of him lashing out at the paparazzi was during the 1986 shoot of the film Shanghai Surprise in China. While filming, he found a photographer hiding in his hotel bedroom and allegedly dangled him from the room's 9th floor balcony. Wow, that's literally insane. As far as we're aware, the reporter was just getting exclusive behind-the-scenes shots of the production, but there could be more to that story. I mean, there must be something that would have led Penn to hold him over the balcony, right? Either way, he was charged with attempted murder but fled the country before he could be caught. And we're not done. At different points in 2009, Sean Penn attacked various photographers, once outside his house and another time when he was out eating lunch. In both cases, he kicked the paparazzi and said to one of them that he'd, quote, put him in a box. Yeah, we guess the best advice would be to just stay away from Sean Penn.
2,
Hugh Grant. You're probably thinking, really? Hugh Grant went after the paparazzi? He doesn't seem like a particularly rage-filled type of person. Well, as it turns out, Hugh Grant absolutely loathes and despises the paparazzi. The now 56-year-old actor is rarely in a good mood when being stalked on the streets, but he's usually able to keep his cool. But back in 2007, he apparently decided that he'd had enough of all the paparazzi and whispered death threats in the ear of a MrPaparazzi.com photographer. Unfortunately for Grant, he was unaware that the cameraman was filming instead of taking pictures. He grabs hold of the photographer and whispers terrible things into his ear. Undeterred by the violent threats, the cameraman did the smart thing and moved on with his life. Right, yeah, of course he didn't do that. He instead continued to shoot. Later, when Grant exited a shop, he could be seen coming out swinging, which caused the cameraman to collapse in pain. When you watch the video, in our opinion, it seems that the cameraman completely deserved everything he got. It's almost impossible to sympathize with him. But this isn't the only encounter Grant has had with the paparazzi that ended in violence. There was also one occasion where he kicked a TMZ cameraman right between the legs, and even knocked over another cameraman who was refusing to move out of the way while he was trying to drive off. Okay, maybe that one was just a bit too much, but we weren't kidding when we said he detests the paparazzi. We're just wondering, do you still think he'd make a good prime minister like he was in Love Actually? To be fair, we think he's still better than what England has right now.
1,
Mike Tyson. Okay, anyone who's dumb enough to annoy a former world champion boxer, let alone Mike freaking Tyson, is essentially signing their own death warrant. I mean, come on, you don't exactly need to be a genius to figure out that winding up someone like Mike Tyson might just get you a few nasty injuries for your troubles. In 2009, the former undisputed heavyweight champion of the world was followed through the Los Angeles International Airport by a photographer. For the most part, Iron Mike was very professional, asking the photographer to back off and give him his space. However, he eventually snapped and turned on the cameraman, chasing after him. In a video, Tyson can be seen above the photographer in a blurred view through the lens. Tyson was arrested for battery, but his defense attorney claimed that the cameraman had been overly aggressive earlier when Tyson was with his wife and 10-month-old child. Again, if a celebrity, let alone a former world champion boxer, is with their family, leave them alone. And if you do keep following boxers like Mike Tyson around, let's just hope your paycheck is enough to pay for all of your medical bills. And don't pick fights with boxers. It's not rocket science.
Don't forget to like us and subscribe for more Elite Facts.